I actually was studying psychology and criminology, and I participated in some of studies that were in my university, but just something like a survey. So when I learned a little bit more about participation, it made me actually question the effectiveness of youth participation in research, and it actually bridged the gap for me between being involved in research as a participant and actually getting to see how this could evolve and how we can be the catalyst for change. It really was transformative for me.
So like a really kind of natural progression from participating in research to then becoming interested in what research is and why we're doing it, and then actually wanting to have more of a role in doing the research yourself.
What drew me to digital youth was understanding that we have equal voices and we are here to be seen and valued, and we can shape the project. And that just means that we're not just an accessory. So what we share isn't just thrown away, it's actually valued. We actually communicated with, and we understand what goes on after, what happens to our contributions and our involvement. And so it made me understand that there is space for meaningful participation. And I was really, really impressed about that, to be fair. Why do you want young people to be involved? You know, how can they contribute? And do we have a space to change things? And if you have that possibility open, that just creates a dialogue, and it's less of a negotiation. It's more of an accepting, open communication where we can all thrive, where we can all be equal. So it's about authenticity and honesty.
And you've spoken about co-production as caring. I'm interested in how young people who are involved in research are cared for and respected throughout the process.
The first thing I think about is accessibility. And what that means is it's not just only speaking in plain terms, but it's also providing information from the start. It's also understanding that data and consent is a huge thing. Does that mean that someone might want some anonymity? Does that mean that understanding the implications? So when someone has lived experience, that means that you need to mitigate and offset the possibility of causing upset. And that is why clear and open communication is needed, and building that rapport, really. So once you have that trusting working relationship, it really changes everything. Anyone can have mental health. Mental health doesn't mean poor or positive. And so understanding that we all have varied experiences, and especially when it comes to neurodiversity, me and you could have the same exact condition, but have opposing support needs. And it's about bridging that gap of actually we all deserve to be supported. So that means getting to know everyone individually, not assuming that someone has the same experience as you. And with certain things, if I know I benefit greatly from being given information early on, I just go along and provide information to everyone as well early on. And I listen and ask people, what is your preferred method of communication? Getting to know each other, allowing us to be human, and also understanding that not everyone is privileged enough to have a diagnosis, whether that is financial barriers, whether that is having difficulties with the health system and feeling like you don't have a place to be believed. Understanding that everyone is still entitled to support, and your diagnosis doesn't make you less or more valid. And so if you allow each other to be human and to have support and to be listened to, it changes work dynamics. So for me, although I come from a lived experience role, if someone doesn't, I still don't assume that they don't have difficulties in life.